guys, I'm Amelia. I'm back. I'm jonesing with
Man.
tonight.
Yeah, and we are jonesing on, I guess it's Alacran?
Yes,
Which is
Alacran.
Alacran, which is scorpion.
Yes.
Okay, so you got to keep me in check because I know you got a little Latin
Yeah, my
descent.
dad's from Peru, so.
Yeah. A little Spanish descent, I should
Little
say.
Spanish.
All right. I just went right to it. So we have been doing 2 minutes tonight already. All right. So this is actually Mezcal Zacate. I may say that wrong. Limon.
Mezcal Zacate Limon.
Yeah, I like when you say it. Say it again.
Mezcal Zacate Limon.
Yeah, that's how we say it. So this was a mezcal I picked up when I was in Cabo a couple weeks back. Really cool that I don't really do mezcal a lot, but I felt like, hey, I need to pull in a few.
Yeah.
But then I also thought, well, this is a limon, so this is kind of nice.
Yeah, it's a little bit
different.
flavor. Yeah.
Flavored with lemongrass. I have no clue of what the price was because it was in pesos. I'll be able to put it down in the comments for you. But I felt like, hey, if we're gonna go mezcal, why not go something different?
Right.
And two, if I'm gonna drink mezcal, why not drink it with you?
Right, because I have never seen this mezcal in the States. I used to be a big tequila drinker, but then I graduated to mezcal because technically tequila is a mezcal. Mezcal is not a tequila. Tequila has to be made from blue agave.
Right.
Mezcal can be from any variety. I think it's over 130 varieties of agave that mezcal can be made from. And mezcal is actually the plant of the agave plant, wherever it comes from, is smoked before it's distilled. So it gives it this really smoky character flavor, almost similar to like how scotches are.
Right.
So it's like a tequila, but different. And it can be made to have that different character taste based on what region it's from, based on what variety of agave it's from.
Yeah. So it gives you a wider span of flavor that you can get.
Right.
And now I will say mezcal is definitely, while they're close cousins, there's a definite difference between.
Right.
There's no mezcal that tastes to me exactly like tequila.
Right,
I haven't had it yet. You can always
I think a lot of the mezcals are more of an acquired taste just because it's so much more of a smoky flavor. But like with a tequila, you're expecting that blue agave flavor. But with a mezcal, since it can be so many different varieties, there's so many different flavors that you can encounter.
Right.
Like you can encounter a more smokier character, a less smokier character. It just depends on what the region is. It depends on the agave plant. It depends on the soil. It depends on so many different factors that can change that flavor character.
Kind of like whiskey. Well, whiskey,
exactly.
bourbon has to fit in this small box.
Right.
Which, there's a little variation in the bourbon, but whiskey as a whole, that process, you can change a couple different things.
Exactly. You can change the mash build.
Right. And end up with a completely different product.
Right.
Okay.
And I think that's the same with mezcal. There's so many different flavor varieties that you can come up with with it.
One key notice is that this, can you say that place right there?
San Dionisio Ocotepec.
Yeah.
Oaxaca, Mexico.
So not Jalisco.
Right.
Yeah. So one thing that you'll notice, like most tequilas are from Jalisco, whereas that you'll find that very few mezcals are from Jalisco.
A lot of mezcals are from the Oaxacan region. Yeah. I've realized. Yeah.
So let's do what we do best. House rules. Let's crack them open. This has got a really cool cork. And, I guess I could have just done that instead of, but hey, house rules. Let's pour us a couple of neat pours and nose it, take a sip. One of the cool things, I don't know if I mentioned now because we have been sipping a little bit, is that this is infused with lemongrass, which is, I think to me, it's kind of the equivalent of a citron.
Yeah.
I imagine it to be. Whereas lemongrass gives you a little more agricole kind of taste, I would think.
More of like a botanical flavor.
Right.
It's still citrusy, but it also has that kind
grassy
of
kind of feel.
Yes, exactly.
So we're going to see if that comes through in this.
It's It smells very good. It
smells like mezcal.
It definitely has that lemongrass undertone to it, for sure.
Really smoky. And honestly, you know, the nose of mezcal sometimes to me is very hard to differentiate between mezcal and scotch.
Yes, because it definitely has that smoky character, but also sometimes the nose is different from the taste. It's so much different from the taste. Yeah.
Well, let's clink them and drink them.
Clink them and drink them.
Okay.
It's a little hotter, definitely smokier than some mezcals that I've had.
Yeah. I'm going to say it, and you tell me what you think. I don't get a lot of lemongrass.
I don't either. Honestly, I was expecting a little more citrus than that.
Yeah, and I really, this is hard. Also, I'll point out that while this bottle looks very simple and easy, it's kind of hard to pour.
I agree, just because it's like
short
slimmer at the top, but it's fatter at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah. But honestly, yeah, the lemongrass flavor is a little lost, I feel.
Yeah.
I feel like more than anything, you get that smoky flavor.
Yeah, I think to me it tastes more like a dumbed down mezcal than it does a flavored mezcal. Like I really got no real lemon.
I don't get any. It might be different on the rocks, but you never know.
We'll let it sit a little bit. I get a little less smoke, but I still smell it.
But yeah, I still smell it. I don't really get a lot of citrusy flavor from the smell.
Yeah.
We'll see how it tastes. Clink and drink them.
Okay.
Certainly smoother.
Definitely smoother. I think that on about mid palate, I pick up a little light lemon.
Yeah, it's definitely not overwhelming in either form, neat or on the rocks. I would say when I try it on the rocks, I get it a little bit more, but I wouldn't say to the point where I could really taste that lemongrass flavor. You know what I mean?
Right, but taste it now. And then, right as you swallow the last little bit, right on the end, you get a little...
Definitely on the back end, you get that citrusy flavor. I don't know if I would say lemongrass, because lemongrass is kind of a strong flavor.
Yeah. It's more just like a
slight
hint
citrus,
of lemon.
Slight citrus flavor.
Yeah. I would agree.
It's still good though.
Yeah.
I still appreciate the flavor of it.
I actually thought that this would be a bottle that we wouldn't drink, but I can see this bottle going down.
Right.
It's cool in the fact that it must be very batch craft style because it's lot MZL01, and this is bottle 8189. Now it doesn't tell you out of how many.
Right. So it may be that these batches have different flavors for sure.
And the fact that they took the time to actually batch it that way, there's a stamp on here and everything. So okay, I'll give it. So this is 36%. So a little bit less powerful than your average tequila.
Right.
I will get the price down. This is a fifth. I want to say I bought this and a couple other things, and I swear I don't think I spent $125.
Right.
Anywhere near it. I think I spent $125, but I got this, and I want to say 2 or 3 other bottles. Yeah. So really well priced.
In reference to the lemongrass flavor.
Is that the clink 'em and drink 'em kicking in?
It's a little lacking on the lemongrass flavor, but I do still appreciate the mezcal character of it. Like, definitely is got that smoky flavor that's really reminiscent of mezcal, you know?
So how does this rate in comparison to other mezcal? Because you're a mezcal girl.
I am a mezcal girl. I love tequila. I love mezcal. Mezcal is definitely more of an acquired taste, but it's something that I've really enjoyed trying different varieties lately. I've tried Vita, which is kind of a staple mezcal. I've tried Mezcal Vago Elote. And honestly, just because of the different varieties of agave that can contribute to the mezcal flavor, there's so many different flavors to try. But I do appreciate that this is more it's smoky, but it's kind of a mellow flavor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's not overwhelmingly citrus. It's not overwhelmingly lemongrass flavor, which I do love the flavor of lemongrass. But I feel like it's not overwhelming. Like, it's smoky enough, but not too smoky, to where it could still be approachable by people that may not like the mezcal flavor.
Right.
Because there's some people that just, they taste mezcal and they're like, this is too smoky for me.
Yeah, this is a really good entry level.
Yeah, I feel like this is something that could be easily sippable for someone that doesn't really know that much about mezcal.
Right. So what would you rate it? Scale of 1 to 5.
Honestly, I would go with like a 3.5. Just because I don't taste, being it labeled as a lemongrass mezcal, I would like a little more flavor character from that lemongrass. So I feel like it could do a little more in that aspect. I do feel like it's still not a bad mezcal.
No.
I feel like it's smoky enough to where it gives that flavor character. It just doesn't have enough lemongrasses I would like it to, especially if they're labeling it as a
lemon.
Yeah, as a lemon.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm with you. I was gonna go with just a nice and easy 3. I'm not a huge mezcal fan,
right.
But I understand its place in the world of spirits.
Yeah.
So this is a really good entry into mezcal. Like, honestly, this would probably be one of the first ones I would pick.
Right.
Because it gives you the taste, it gives you smokiness, but it's not overpowering.
Yeah,
it's not overbearing.
Too much.
Yeah.
The flavor's not too much.
I probably would have for me personally, I probably would give it a 4 in the world of mezcal. But because I know that if you were a mezcal drinker, like you are, that this is probably not as smoky as you would like your mezcal to be. In the world of mezcal, I would probably say it's a 3. It's probably pretty good. For me, as in a favorite of what I would drink, I'd probably even push it like you, 3.5 or 4.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I definitely like a smokier mezcal, but that's just my taste preference, you know?
Right.
Because I like mezcal drinks. And it's definitely more of an acquired taste, kind of like a coffee or like a fish, like something that's very acquired. Like, once you have it more, you can appreciate the flavor
a little bit more. Yeah.
So, I mean, because when I first had a mezcal cocktail, I was like, this is a little iffy, you know?
Yeah.
But now that I've tried more of them, you can kind of taste those specific preferences, those specific differences in the taste.
For sure.
And I mean, definitely, I think I would like a little more lemongrass in the flavor, but I still really like the smokiness of it. So even if you were a new drinker to mezcal, you could still appreciate that smokiness without it being too overwhelming or too much for you.
I agree. So I think that this rounds out around the 3.5 for us.
Yeah. I agree.
So again, Amelia, thank you for joining and sipping. Our Joneses are enjoying you coming back. As always, subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Jones and Mann. Be sure to click the bell so that you get notifications when we're always dropping these type episodes, new spirits, every Friday. This has been another episode of Jones and with Mann.
Clink 'em and drink 'em, guys.
And we'll see you next time.